Alright, so today I'm just going to try to make a quick video. Everybody's audit videos online seem to do pretty good. Unfortunately, I don't have cops here to physically argue with. I'm past that point, and I'm now in a court of law, putting my arguments on paper and submitting them to the federal court. Here is, I'm going to read just this page real quick. Just to see if people are interested in this. All this information for their reading can be online, but I'm just going to read this first page of statements so that way people have an idea what this case is about. I'm going to say that this is the, if you look here, this is already what's been filed on my case. And we are at this point, motion for change of venue. This is actually titled jury or demand for jury trial, change of venue, and notice of audit. So here is, I'm just going to read this real quick, and then I'll probably speak just for a minute or two at the end, and we'll get this done with, because I'm going to try to keep this video short so people can get in, get an idea of what's going on, and see if this is something they would like to follow for whatever reason, because we all have the same rights, I suppose, and my rights are your rights. Even though this is a disability suit, it's all dealing with the Department of Justice and how they prosecute people through their courts. So this is a response to the judge dismissing my case with prejudice. Comes now Shawn Ryan Cowan, demanding this case be moved to a different venue. This venue displays a deliberate indifference involving my right to petition. That's the First Amendment. Donald W. Molley, Article 3 judge, and other judges of this venue have further discriminated against Cowan's disability and unlawfully sanctioned him to no legal redress without due process of law in violation of international human rights regarding impartial decision makers in judicial proceedings. That actually applies for administrative proceedings as well. Okay, so 1. Upon receiving evidence of acts defined as criminal under 18 USC.10 and 242 that have been committed by Montana official agents against a disabled person where the act started in childhood and have created 3 decades of void judgments far into adult life of Mr. Cowan, Mr. Molley, pretending to be an Article 3 judge, decided to act in his individual capacity under color of law and assert that Montana's expost facto statute of limitations on disability discrimination is superior to rights constitutionally guaranteed by the United States and Montana to Cowan since before his birth. 2. Mr. Molley has therefore attempted to validate a void act, creating another void judgment. In doing so, he has aligned himself with the criminals brought before this court by the plaintiff. He has left aside a jury demand in violation of Rule 38 Federal Rules of Civil Procedure and made himself the jury, therefore granting himself the power to litigate for the defendants and decide the case all in one dismissal with prejudice. I will accept this as Mr. Molley's disqualification as prejudice against the plaintiff if a new court must have Cowan's guidance on how to proceed on this Class of 1 disability discrimination perpetrated by a currently unnameable number of government agents. They can collect this information at Department of Justice website justice.gov/CRT-38. Anybody with disabilities needs to go read that document. It outlines congressional authority, it outlines congressional intent, and it outlines judicial control in cases involving discrimination, not necessarily for a disability, race, creed, color, religion, but it specifically deals with this, disability, but you know, the law is flexible, circumstances surrounding things. There's a lot of law in there that doesn't just apply to disability, although that's what that document was written for. If you know what I'm saying, it applies to discrimination. So, even though that document was particularly written about disability discrimination. And some of the things in there that officials have done over the years is heinous, man. I mean, I'm talking, they refuse to acknowledge rape accusations from a blind lady because she couldn't see to identify the perpetrator. Just, it's sad, really. So, if you want to know more about this, if you want to know more about your rights, come visit me on here. There'll be a link down below to my petition. I take a couple of minutes of your life, sign my petition. You know what? It might guarantee that, you never know, man. You might have a grandchildren that ends up with disabilities and, gets nothing but problems from the system. And I'll sign it's not even a petition, it's an acknowledgement that I'm auditing these SOBs. So, come check it out, follow along, learn something. Yeah, let's stand together before we allow this country to destroy us all as individuals. Thanks, guys. Bye.